Ready, guys? I'd like to call to order the City Council meeting, April 4th, 2024, 501 Main Street, and it's a 5 o'clock PM meeting. Item number 2 is a roll call.
Crenshaw,
Here.
Walker,
Here.
Garcia, Holtmans.
Here.
Dade,
Here.
Andrews,
Here.
Tillman, Bryant,
Here.
Greenwald,
Here.
7 present, 2 absent.
Item number 3, now's the time and place for a public hearing on the proposed property tax levy. A public hearing notice was published in the Daily Gate City on March 21st, 2024. I am opening the public hearing at 5:01 PM. Do we have any discussion? With no further discussion, City Clerk, any written comments or objections have been received?
I was going to,
I'm sorry, Shelley.
well, I was just curious if we could have it read out loud, what the information is, so that we have it on record.
Do we have that?
What part of it do you want? Everything or?
I think, I don't have the document right in front of me right now, this moment, so.
Okay, so it's not a lengthy document, so we can start out at the very top if you want to. So on the far top right-hand side of that column, the number is based off of the Lee County Assessor's reports to the state, and that is the taxable valuation for our community. And then the second number is what the state then allocates the 810 tax without utility, without gas and electric on it. The next number down is $7,364. That is the amount that the city contributes to C-Bus. The other one is liability, property, and self-insurance. Everybody, including us, are taking a giant increase in insurance. They told us to budget for 25 to 30%, and it's looking like we're at 40%. The next ones are employee benefits, 600,000, 332,000, and then all other employee benefits, which include all the insurances for all employees, is 1.39. Debt service, that number is also provided by the state, the 307 million. That's the taxable valuation that they derive from the Lee County Auditor or Assessor's Office reports. And then that gives you the taxable valuation below. Debt service, we're at 3.36. Since then, that number will go down, but based on the timing that the state mandated these reports be filed this year, it was new. We had to make some of these numbers estimates because the numbers weren't in yet. So there will be a change in this, but we're not allowed to change the number until after the public hearing. That number will go down. As you'll see, as we get down here, the regular tax rate at 28.044499, that number will decrease, but we're not allowed to change it in the state report until after we have this public hearing. It's the new rule this year. I expect that number to be somewhere closer to 25. The number below that is the taxable value for city agricultural land. Again, that's a number that is entered into the state's reports, and we have no control over that. And so the percentage of change is 3.59 for this year. And again, it will be lower than that once we have the hearing and we can go back and change the numbers that came in after we had to have this hearing and have them filed.
Any more discussion?
You cannot go up, but you can go down. And that's what we will do. We will go down. So my understanding is this year that is new. There was a new timeline that you had to have the proposed tax levy filed by, and it was earlier than some of the actual numbers we received. So we had to estimate. So some of those numbers were estimated high, all except for our tort liability insurance. We estimated what they told us, and then the actual came in higher than that.
So when you're looking at these numbers, the reality
Linda?
is it may not be a $5 per thousand increase.
Linda, because we're on recording, could you please come up to the podium? Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Right?
You're correct, yes. It'll be closer to 3.
Closer to 3
Yes,
per thousand.
yes.
Okay, can you, just because I'm a little, what makes us, why are ours so much higher than Fort Madison, Mount Pleasant, a lot of other places? Just overall, I'm not talking about necessarily this increase, but our overall, you know, when I printed out the numbers, we're way higher than everybody else. And not to be mean, but I don't see where we have some fantastic that
Right.
makes us have to pay so much more than the surrounding areas comparable in population to ours. So what makes us so much more expensive?
So the communities that you mentioned are some of them that I've looked at in my short time here. And it appears that our debt service is a lot higher than what theirs is based on sewer separation projects that we've been mandated to do over the years. I do know that, I think you mentioned Fort Madison. They are under a similar consent decree for that. And the person I spoke with up there is they're now going to have to do some of that very expensive bonding for that work that we have already been doing. So I would imagine that you'll see some of those numbers change. Also talked to Fairfield, and they have a similar situation. They're under a consent decree also, and they're going to have to start doing that same bonding that we've been doing.
So we're just a little ahead of them as far as
Yeah, I think
debt.
our consent decree may have been different, that we had to hit benchmarks earlier. I don't know that because I wasn't here, but I know they've done a lot of work already on that. And then we also did the $5 million bond for road repair.
So typically the sewer separation was supposed to be paid out of revenue from the wastewater treatment plant, water resource plant. And when, so it was a revenue bond. And in November of last year, I believe is when we had to convert it to a general obligation bond, which then goes on to our debt service. Prior to that, it was a revenue bond that was going to be paid on through sewer, through the wastewater treatment plant taxes. With the closure of ADM, which is about 95% of our revenue, to be able to support those projects, which we had already bonded for and already completed. We had to move that to a general obligation bond because you have to have it as a enterprise fund, which means it has to operate off its revenue and expenses. We had to move it to a general obligation debt service. So that was $12 million there. Then you had the $5 million road bond, and then you had about a $2 million revolving loan fund that we had to also turn into debt service. So we added a significant amount of debt service in the past year.
Right. And the increase in our sewer rates that happened just recently, that had nothing to do with, to help with this?
Well, having lost 95% of our revenue from the closure of ADM, even though that increase is not going to most likely suffice to pay off the $12 million in revenue
Right.
bonds that we had. So then now they should be able to operate off the revenues and expenses that we have at this time.
And I think also, Shelley, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we spoke about this. I think there was like maybe a 5-year period where they didn't adjust the sewer rates
Yes,
on
correct.
residential. Is that correct? And in some of those other communities that you mentioned, they just build it into their ordinance that they raise 2 to 3% every year.
Every year?
Yeah.
Yes. And so with the taxing of that, with the situation with the ADM closure, that was a significant amount of that debt service was added for that reason.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't like it, but
We don't either.
We don't either.
Well, and I guess I'll just go another step further. We also pay quite a bit more on employee benefits. What is
Yeah,
that
so
about?
some of those numbers are also numbers that weren't actual at the time we had to have our form filled out with the state. So we obviously have to estimate high in case you end up in arbitration on contract negotiations. So those benefits are based off of what happens during your contract negotiations. So those will be numbers that we'll take a look at also. And then the other communities that you mentioned, I looked at theirs also.
But yeah,
And
they're
if you look at the
significantly
other
lower.
employee benefits, they're significantly lower. And what I'm starting to find is that they're doing a major portion of self-insurance, which is kind of a gamble.
Mhm.
But it's something that we should at least look at.
Well, I do want to remain, competitive with our surrounding area, but, as you look at, and there are reasons, as you mentioned, but when you look at it, I could see people moving to closer surrounding areas for just, for that reason.
Right. And
If you're
again,
going to be consistently higher than everybody else by a large margin, I can see where that could pose a problem for our population base.
yeah, and I think some of those other communities will be catching up to us on that debt service because we're all under those consent decrees from the EPA to do the sewer separation. And like I said, it looks like we've been doing it for quite a while, where I
Mhm.
know that other communities haven't, so they'll be catching up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Any more discussion? Okay, with no further discussion, City Clerk, any written comments or objections been received? There being no further comments or objections on the matter, I will close a public hearing at 5:12 PM. Item number 4, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We cannot start, meeting's adjourned, and we cannot start now until 5:30. Okay, so. Stretch. We got a long meeting.
No, we don't.
Right, absolutely.
And I'm not saying police, water, this is what it called, sewer back in the river. You've got to deal with DNR, EPA stuff. But there's got to be a way for, especially some who are hired people that are living on repairs, pension, Social Security. They're running. I mean, I see the cities. I talked to the officers one day. He was like, right, deal with it after he was mayor. I said, really, I was kind of ostracized and persecuted because I said, oh, you're going to have to find some services. You're going to have to do something different. What's up, buddy? No, I'm asking questions. And you and Steve would be guys. No, I mean, you I don't I just.
As of the 2020 census, we're 9,900. I'm quite sure we're not back now. That was on the 2000.
Well, you raise taxes. That should be taxes. Eventually, I guess we'll. Students still got like. Taxes. I don't have a lot, so I can't put it on. Okay. Everything else. You got it. That was my question. They're gonna say, okay, you're employing your building. Well, a lot of companies that I'm working with, that's eliminating their pension. Because they get used to, I think it's, it used to be 6%. So that's how. Well, they don't want free money. I was after free money, I could get my hands on it, but I couldn't explain that. No, I think the city council, I grew up here. Because like I said, I talked to previous mayors. They said this issue. That's what happens. I think they're right up against it now. Just go out back and pick on trees. If you can, I want to plant some seeds.
Not much of a house. Said.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Don't wiggle around now.
Here we go. I'd like to call to order the City Council meeting, April 4th, 2024, 501 Main Street, 5:30 PM. Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item number 3, roll call.
Crenshaw,
Here.
Walker,
Here.
Garcia,
Here.
Oltmans,
Here.
Dade,
Here.
Andrews.
Here.
Tillman,
Here.
Bryant,
Here.
Greenwald,
Here.
all present.
Item number 4, mayor's correspondence. I'm just going to give you a quick update on what's going on with what we know about the hospital. We have been speaking with Dane Walling, who is the representative for Insight, the company that has decided to open up a rural emergency hospital here in Keokuk. They have, of course, as you already know, they own the hospital building, and they have been keeping someone there on staff and someone there to keep it clean, flush the toilets, make sure the broiler's running, all those things, and they also have 24-hour security. At the end of this month, Brian Carroll, who's Public Works, a member of KEDC, 2 members of KEDC, and myself will be traveling to Washington, D.C., along with Mr. Walling from Insight to the Southeast Iowa Days to meet with our senators and our congresspeople, our representatives, and we will be pushing for the city of Keokuk, the hospital. So that is where we are right now. In speaking with Mr. Walling, he has been in contact with Carlene Nelson, who is going to do the work for the remodeling and the changes at the hospital. It is still planned to be only a rural emergency hospital at this present time, and the plans are done, and Carlene Nelson has them to review. They have had some insurance issues, and they are taking care of that. And after that, they will let us know when that begins. I asked them if they could just park a car over there that either said Inside or Carlene Nelson, so it looked like something was happening, but I didn't get very far with that. But anyway, it is in the works, and as far as I know, it is still going to happen sometime. Item number 6, consent agenda. Item number 5, citizens' request. If you have something that you would like to speak to the council about, you can come to the podium and please state your name and your address. Please speak clearly into the microphone, and please take no more than 5 minutes. Do we have anybody for citizens' request? Okay. Item number 6, consent agenda. Regular minutes of the City Council meeting and council workshop of March 21st, 2024. Minutes of the Safety Committee meeting of March 21st, 2024. Resolution approving a liquor license for the Columbia Room of Keokuk, Showboat Saturday Night, 2981 Plank Road, Class C retail alcohol license temporary premise transfer, effective April 20th through the 21st, 2024, pending DRAM. Resolution approving a liquor license for the Cellar, 29 South 2nd Street, Class C retail alcohol license with alcohol services, effective April 22nd, 2024. Appointment of Dick Beer to the Board of Trustees of the Keokuk Municipal Water Works, filling a vacancy, term to expire November 1st, 2028. And then I need a motion to pay bills and transfers listed in the registers number 5397 through 5398. Do I have a motion to approve?
So move. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Item number 7, motion to approve initial reading of an ordinance amending section 2.70 Historic Preservation Commission. Do I have a motion to approve?
Move. Second.
Do I have any discussion? Mayor Mahoney has been working with Erica Barrett to apply for the certified local government status for the Historic Preservation Commission. There are a couple of slight amendments required in the chapter 2.67, which include definition of historic landmark instead of historic site, and a severability and amendment clause. The staff approves and recommends to waive the second and third readings. Do I have any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I need a roll call.
Crenshaw,
Aye.
Walker,
Aye.
Garcia, Holtmans.
Aye.
Dade.
Aye.
Andrews.
Aye.
Tillman,
Aye.
Bryant,
Aye.
Greenwald,
Aye.
I need a motion to waive the second and third reading.
So moved.
Second.
I need a roll call.
Crenshaw,
Aye.
Walker,
Aye.
Garcia, Holtmans,
Aye.
Dade,
Aye.
Andrews.
Aye.
Tillman,
Aye.
Bryant,
Aye.
Greenwald,
Aye.
Now I need a motion to adopt and give final approval of the ordinance. I need a roll call. I need a first and second,
Second.
and a roll call.
Crenshaw,
Aye.
Walker,
Aye.
Garcia, Holtmans,
Aye.
Dade,
Aye.
Andrews.
Aye.
Tillman,
Aye.
Bryant,
Aye.
Greenwald,
Aye.
Item number 8, consider resolution accepting the annual financial audit report for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2023. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion?
I'm just curious if we could share some of the information that came out of the audit.
Right, so this year was a single audit, correct me if I'm wrong, Celeste, because we had over 750,000 of federal funds. There were no significant findings in the audit. There were nothing that they had to have corrected. So it was a pretty uneventful audit report.
Thank you.
Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 9, consider resolution authorizing adjustment in sewer charges related to the filling of swimming pools. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed? Item number 10, consider resolution awarding contract for Victory Park playground equipment installation.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? In June 2021, the city of Keokuk purchased playground equipment for the Victory Park. The equipment has been stored at the Bridge Department since that time. 2 bids were received to install the playground equipment, and the low bid was submitted by Keokuk Contractors, Inc. in the amount of $21,945. The City of Keokuk will provide the concrete for the project installation. The City of Keokuk received $15,000 in August of 2020 from Burlington's Northern Santa Fe BNSF Railroad to reimburse the city for the retaining wall that was hit by a train, which is earmarked to be spent to improve Victory Park, and this money will be used to offset the cost of the installation. Staff recommends approval of the contract with Keokuk Contractors, Inc. to install the playground equipment in Victory Park for the total cost of $21,945. Do I have any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 11, consider resolution allowing the mayor to enter into a non-disclosure agreement with Keokuk Junction Railway and its parent companies. Do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
Do I have any discussion?
I wasn't very clear on what the agreement's actually for. Like, could you just explain it a little bit? Just from trying to figure out reading the contract. It was kind of confusing.
Sure, so the Patriot Rail is one of the parent companies of Keokuk Junction Railway, and they are the primary user of the bridge, and they are applying, and they have applied in the past for some, I think they're called Chrissy grants, and they're in the process again. They wanted to share or exchange information with Public Works, and they wanted to make sure that they didn't give any of their proprietary information away. We also had our legal review it to make sure that we complied with the Iowa code, because there are certain things that we have to disclose if we're asked about them. So they're aware of that also, and it's been added to the non-disclosure agreement.
Okay, thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 12, consider resolution setting bid letting public hearing and an award of a contract for South 18th Street reconstruction. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Any discussion? Plans and specifications for South 18th Street reconstruction project are complete. I would therefore recommend that Thursday, April 25th, 2024, at 10 o'clock a.m. be set as the date and time for receipt of bids for South 18th Street reconstruction project. I would further recommend that Thursday, May 2nd, 2024, at 5:30 p.m. be set as the date and the time for a public hearing on the proposed plans, specifications, form of contract, and estimate of cost and award of the contract for the South 18th Street reconstruction project. Do we have any further discussion? Staff recommends approving a setting bid letting date, public hearing, and award of the contract for the South 18th Street reconstruction project. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 13, consider resolution approving agreement for fireworks display with J&M Displays. Do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 14, consider resolution setting a public hearing of the fiscal year 2024-2025 annual budget. Do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
Any discussion? The preliminary budget is almost complete. Prior to the adoption of the final budget, the city is required to hold a public hearing. Staff recommends April 18th, 2024 at 5:30 p.m. Staff recommends approval. Any further discussion?
If my memory serves me correct, I believe at one point it was brought up, we might have an additional meeting for this. So this is at a regular city council time, so we will not be having a separate meeting.
I'm going to put that out after this meeting. I'd like to have it on April 16th.
Special budget meeting to be able to reconcile.
Yes,
Does that give us enough time for a 24-hour notice? Oh, it does give us.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 15, consider resolution awarding contract for the Southeast Iowa Development Center laundry facility and rectory repair. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Any discussion?
Did we get a second?
Any discussion? I didn't hear you.
Sorry. What does this end up looking like? Like, what does the steel look like? Is this something that we would allow a resident to do on a vacant property?
So on the inside of the laundry currently, they already have, it's the same color as the wall, and it's just, it looks actually very nice. Because they were having issues with the windows getting broken out.
Yep.
And so the idea is for it to not stick out significantly and to be, to protect the windows from being broken.
My idea is just wondering, like, is it going to be an eyesore? And is it something we would allow, like, our vacant properties to do?
On the laundry right now, on the inside, you can see what it looks like already, and it doesn't look like an eyesore personally.
Okay.
Like it matches the color, it looks like that. And I would assume that on the rectory building that we would also make sure that it looks professional and not inappropriate for the space.
So,
The issue right now is that the windows are all broken out.
Is the old rectory building currently used for anything?
It is not, however, it has been, we have put together, at one point in time, we did put a proposal together for a developer to turn it into 2-bedroom apartments.
Uh-huh.
to two one-bedroom apartments, I think. And it would be a very viable project. We just haven't put it out there.
Recently, there has been vandalism in the old laundry and rectory of the Southeast Iowa Development Center. Due to the broken windows and the recent break-in, the Public Works Department would like to cover the windows and the doors that have glass with steel, remove the air conditioning unit, and remove the wood fence that is being used to climb on. One bid was received from Dansco Contracting to perform said repairs in the amount of $30,800. I would recommend approval of the contract with Dansco to remove the wood fence, remove the air conditioning unit after it is disconnected, cover all the windows and door glass with 40-year steel match. And the staff recommends approval of the contract with Dansco to perform repairs at the Southeast Iowa Development Center to secure the old laundry facility and rectory buildings for security and safety.
Which budget is this coming out of? Is this going to be TIF or is this going to be Public Works?
It says TIF on the funding sources on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be with you.
Okay.
Any more discussion?
I'm just curious, has there been any discussion on just tearing that rectory building down? And is that something that we can even do while we're,
The rectory building has nothing to do with the grant. However, I think it would be a shame to tear a building down that has very little wrong with it right now. It actually is in pretty good shape. I have had people I've talked to, we just haven't been aggressive about doing anything about it. It's not, there's no major structural issues. There's a little bit of tuck pointing that needs to be done and a corner that needs to be fixed on the roof, but in general, it's in decent shape.
is there any need for more parking space over there at the Sid Center now?
So we have the lot that is across the street on 14th Street. We actually own that whole entire lot on the other side.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of parking actually.
I see. Okay. Thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 16, consider resolution to allow the mayor to enter into contract with Command Fire Apparatus for a 2002 Spartan Rescue Pumper in the amount of $72,500. Do I have a motion to approve?
Second. Discussion?
Do we have any discussion?
So this is, will be paid for by the insurance company since there is a 3-year lead time to build a new fire truck from the one that sustained water damage. Within the policy, they will either pay up to $100,000 for a lease, but that lease would not cover the 3 years that is needed to build a new truck. So the fire chief worked with the city's insurance company, and they agreed to purchase this vehicle. It actually saves them money. And it also comes with a 1-year warranty, and they're going to inspect it before everything's finalized.
Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 17, consider resolution setting a public hearing proposing the sale of real estate at 1108 Franklin Street owned by the city of Keokuk. Do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
11 Acres LLC, Stephen and Karen Horn has submitted an offer to purchase 1108 Franklin for $100 to construct a small house on. The city has owned the property since November 9th, 2016. The property has been offered for sale by sealed bid on several occasions. A public hearing is required for disposal of city-owned property.
Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 18, consider resolution setting public hearing approving the comprehensive neighborhood revitalization grant application. Do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
Any discussion?
So the Keokuk Comprehensive Neighborhood Revitalization Plan was done this past fall. We are applying, we have been invited to apply for the full grant amount of $1.7 million. The location of this is 4th to 9th, Main to Franklin. There's been several different projects that are in the plan that we would like to try to incorporate. We're having a meeting next Tuesday with the Housing Committee to go over those, to finalize some information. But of course, first we need to get permission from the council to apply for it. And Southeast Iowa Regional Planning staff, Sarah Hecox, will be here to go over grant requirements.
A public hearing is required to approve the comprehensive neighborhood revitalization grant application. Staff from, well, they're not here in attendance tonight, are they? No. Okay. Staff recommends setting a public hearing. Do we have any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 19, motion to approve the resignation of first at-large councilperson Shelley Altmans effective April 19th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Councilperson Shelley Altmans has submitted her resignation from the Keokuk City Council effective April 19th, 2024. Councilperson Altmans has accepted a city administrator position in Jackson, Minnesota. We wish her all the luck. Staff recommends accepting Councilperson Altman's resignation. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Huh?
I said, I think I have to abstain.
You don't really have to. Item number 20, motion to approve filling the first at-large council person seat by appointment. Do I?
So moved.
Okay.
Any discussion? Councilperson Shelley Altmans has given the city of Keokuk her resignation for the city council. The best course of action would be to fill the council seat by appointment. And there's a memo there on your desk tonight that tells you a little bit about what we have to do for that. Because the chosen candidate will be fulfilling Councilperson Altman's first ward seat, the seat will then be up for election on November 2025 ballot. Staff recommends filling the first at-large seat by appointment.
So moved.
Any discussion?
Correct me if I'm wrong, don't they, won't it still go up for election on whenever the next general ballot would be?
Correct.
Yeah, so
That's this year.
November of '24.
Is that right? I thought she had to fulfill the term. She's fulfilling the term.
It's the next general election
Okay.
immediately following. So the person would go from April 19th potentially till November.
Okay.
so we just have a typo on the year.
Yep.
Yes.
We have.
Okay. Where are we at? Item number 21, council liaison reports.
We still have to,
We still have to fix that. Okay. Do I have a motion to amend the date?
second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 21, council liaison reports.
Do we need a vote on the amended?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? One of those nights. Item number 21, council liaison reports. None, okay. We have staff reports tonight?
No staff report.
No staff reports. Item number 23, new business.
It's
Ne-
not really new business, but I just did want to comment that the shelter house is going up at Triangle Park and it looks fantastic. So thank you, everybody, for that.
I did want to make a request. I noticed that the Public Safety Committee meeting minutes were on the consent agenda, and we've been meeting with code revision a lot. So I was just wanted to make sure that the other committees were making sure that they got the minutes into the consent agenda.
Yes, they are coming, like city planning those. We get all the minutes for that.
Sorry, the code revision are in the works because I know you've been.
Yeah,
meeting
that's how,
like every
Yeah.
Tuesday.
I just was going to say, I
So
just
I
had noticed that
I
they
think
were.
Annette is working on those. Is that correct? Okay.
Last fall.
Okay. Thanks for working on them.
Okay. With nothing further, I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll move.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Let's go home.
Zach has.
Go home.
I just wanted to make sure, I just wanted to make sure everybody knew how hard we were working.
Too much.
Well, they're
Too much
trying to.
run